Gets me through my morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova. It's Jodie and Hayes's Weekly Debate.
Oh, and it's a good one. It is, in a relationship, females are always right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for it, you're against it.
This is tough.
Jeez, it goes against everything you know, Jo.
Goes against the grain,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Would you like me to go first?
You sure? You ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, dust it off. Here we go.
Women are incredible. In the words of the great Whitney Houston,
It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway.
damn straight Whitney, R.I.P. by the way, us gals aren't always right, and we have a long history of ballsing things up, particularly when it involves men. Let's take a look back through history, shall we? In the 1700s, Catherine the Great ruled Russia and was the most powerful woman in the world, but urban myth states that she died having sex with a horse. Poor call, Catherine. Poor call. Rose was incorrect on the Titanic when she kept the entire door to herself, leaving the love of her life to sink to an icy death. There was room, Rose. There was plenty of room. Monica Lewinsky did a lot of things right until Bill invited her into the Oval Office. More recently, that HR manager was incorrect when she went with her boss to the Coldplay concert. I'll leave you with this. Marge Simpson was not right when she almost had an affair with her 10-pin bowling coach, Jarks. Remember this?
Just has to meet you, Homer.
Oh, no. Homer is my ball's name. I'm Marge.
Homer almost exacted revenge with Mindy. My point being, no one, man or woman, is ever right 100% of the time, all of the time. Except for me at home with my husband, Greg.
I see. You couldn't help yourself at the end there.
I'm sorry to bring the Simpsons into it. I'm sorry. I
No.
know that's your Achilles heel.
Very strong points, though.
Was that did that resonate with you, that
Yeah.
time that Marge nearly had an affair with
Sharks.
I know.
What a sleazy operator he was.
Wasn't he?
Got to be so careful at the bowling alley these days.
So true.
All right, I'm going to go for women. I'm telling you right now, are always right in a relationship. Here's why women are always right. And guess what? Don't argue. It's completely useless. Reason number one, they remember everything. Even the thing you forgot that you forgot, including that thing you said in 2012 at 3:47 p.m. Reason number two, women have intuition, also known as, I know you're up to something, even if you don't know it yet. Reason number three, she's already had the argument twice in her head. And guess what? She won both times. Reason number four, she's fluent in a dialect called tone. And somehow, sweetie, you're still tone deaf. Reason number five, she asked your opinion just to prove hers was better. This was never democracy. This is a feelings-based monarchy. Reason number six, she doesn't need directions. She gave birth to your sense of direction. Reason number seven, she's always right, even when she says, I might be wrong, which is a trap. Don't fall for it. Reason number eight, she can literally find anything you lost, but still makes you know that you're an idiot for losing it. And finally, she doesn't need to be right. She just is. And if you disagree, well, that's adorable. I've proved my point, and I'm pretty sure I've won this argument. And if you disagree with that, well, that's adorable. In saying that, I'm starting to change my ways. I'm starting to feel like you might have won the debate after you dropped the whole horse thing. We've said that for so long. Never have sex with horses.
Oh, Catherine the Great. She was doing so well.
Right.
Most powerful woman on the planet.
Dropped the great after that.
God.
She was just mediocre.
Catherine the Horny.
All right, 13, 24, 10. Who won the debates? In a relationship, are women always right? Or are they sometimes wrong? Careful.
But I would argue that you can't be right on this occasion by winning the debate,
no,
because then
it's
that would
twisted,
that's
isn't it?
counterintuitive, because then that would make men right.
Oh,
So
well.
13, 24, 10. Don't vote against yourself, ladies. Vote for me.
Oh, that doesn't make sense at all.
Amy from Virginia. Who are you voting for? And of course, it's the best of three.
I am voting for you, Jodie.
Oh, what?
so
I'm
cute.
sorry, Amy. Are you saying women aren't always right?
No, and only from personal experiences. I would agree that they are, but recently I've changed my mind.
No.
Oh, okay. I feel like there was an incident.
What happened?
Oh, no, look, I've been seeing a psychologist for multiples of reasons. And while talking to her, some of the things that she has said to me are exactly the same of things my husband has said to me in the past that I have not listened to.
Oh,
right. Okay.
So I'm like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, maybe I'm not always 100%. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Thanks for your vote. That is
right.
1 mule so far. Courtney from Westlakes. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning.
Who are you voting for?
Hayesy, of course. Women are always right.
Oh, what a goodie. Oh, sisters, am I right? Yeah, the
I
sisterhood.
love it.
Yeah. Okay.
All
We'll take
right.
that.
Okay, for the deciding vote, let's go to Amy from Direct. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Jodie.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, but yeah, the sisters.
Yeah, the
Team
sisters.
Hayesy.
Oh, my God.
That's brutal.
Oh.
Brutal way to go down.
It took such a obvious one-sided debate for me to get the sisters on board.
Oh, thank you so much, Amy. Appreciate
good
your
on you,
call.
Amy.
Oh, well, you're on a roll.
No?
Two in a row.
Am I though?
2 in a row.
It takes us to 7-3.
7-3. Jeez Louise.
It's still
You said-
family. We're getting that time of the year as well where it's getting tight for me to make a comeback.
7-3 though. It's not dire. Not as dire as what it was.
No, okay.
Put it that way.
Yeah, all right. Can't we just celebrate in the moment?
Okay.
That's okay.
All right, well done.
Jodes, can we talk about a particular zoo in Denmark and what's happening with the lions? Treated just a little bit different over there.
Just going to preface this by saying if you're a member of PETA or if you have a real passion for animals, this segment ain't going to be for you.
Switch off now.
No,
Hey,
don't.
guys.
A Danish zoo has asked people with pets nearing life's end to donate the animals as food for its predators.
That's
grim.
controversial.
The
Yep.
Aalborg Zoo in northern Denmark. I just said it with
Say that again.
the Aalborg Zoo.
You just kind of said it slurred with confidence.
In Denmark said that it and other wildlife parks have a responsibility to imitate the natural food chain of the animals in terms of both animal welfare and professional integrity. They just want to keep it real,
Yeah.
like it is in the wild. If you have an animal that has to leave here for various reasons, feel free to donate it to us. The animals are gently euthanized by trained staff and are afterwards used as fodder. Ew.
Oh, my gosh.
That way, nothing goes to waste and we ensure natural behaviour, nutrition and well-being of our predators. Well, shockingly, there was backlash on social media.
Really?
Yeah, with plenty of protesters calling the zoo, and I quote, sick.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I know that this is the natural way of things, but it just seems very heavily sort of manufactured in this case, doesn't it?
I just don't feel like that's the way that Flopsy would have wanted to go out. You know what I mean?
Flopsy, absolutely. That's not what is written.
Also, hey,
It's
Flopsy,
real.
guess what? We're going to go to the zoo. Hey, we're going to meet Larry the lion. I'm going to leave you guys in here. You can have a play date. I'll be back later, okay? Have fun, guys. Have fun, guys.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jodie and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Headline, Grandma accidentally brings erotic novel to book club. Entire group demands she finish reading it.
You're damn right they did. It's a stunning and brave headline.
Yeah. A 74-year-old Brisbane grandmother caused quite the stir when she brought the wrong book to her monthly book club. Instead of assigned The Secret Garden, she mistakenly packed Ravished by the Ranch Hand, A Spanking in the Outback. It's a steamy Western erotica novel she'd picked up at an op shop. Embarrassed, she did try to explain, but one member shouted, "Keep reading!" Soon the entire room was in stitches and blushing as she read aloud a scene involving throbbing masculinity and firm discipline in the hayloft.
That's the best type of discipline.
By the end of the chapter, the group had unanimously agreed to make it their new book of the month. They now meet weekly under a new name, Ladies of the Late Bloomer Library.
Yes, that's good.
Said one member, "We haven't felt this alive since the 50 Shades of Grey series."
That's good.
Oh,
Keep it alive, keep it spicy. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Christian Grey.
It's good. 13, 24, 10. Let's share some stuff. Ravaged by the ranch hand, A Spanking in the Outback. What's your favourite chapter?
Hey, one of the netball mums was telling me the other day, apparently there's this series of books, I haven't read them yet, but they're like erotic novels about dragons. 13, 24, 10 if you're reading it. I think it's a big thing at the moment.
Yeah. What, as in, hang on, is a dragon involved?
Yeah.
What?
So, I don't know. She was trying to explain it's like a mystical sci-fi thing about dragons, but it's really horny.
Are you about to throw it out there, 13, 24, 10? Do you fantasize about having sex with a dragon? What's going on here? I'm trying to read the room.
I don't think the dragons are having sex.
What are they doing in there?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any of the answers, but if you do 13, 24, 10, we'd love to hear from you. Ever paid tribute to yourself on social media for your birthday?
Oh, my gosh. People do it though, don't they? People do it. It's quite obnoxious.
Do you know-
Give yourself a selfie and say happy birthday to me. That's top shelf.
Yeah. So Meghan Markle has celebrated her 44th birthday. She's at home in California with her husband, Prince Harry, their children, Archie and Lilibet. But the former working royal received no well wishes from the royal family, so she took matters into her own hands. So she has put a gushing post from her own As Ever lifestyle brand. She's got a black and white photo there. She's smiling and she's captioned it, celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision and magic touch into every detail, and today we raise a glass to her. Happy birthday to our founder, at Meghan Markle.
Oh, my God. She just... Oh, at least she's consistent.
I know.
But I think everyone's aware of it now, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. But you leave it to your partner, don't you, to pay tribute to you on your birthday?
Yeah.
Necessarily pay tribute
Where's
to
the
yourself.
prince?
Where is Prince Harry?
Where is the prince? You should bob up and getting around her.
Well, it's interesting that that no one from the royal family has wished her happy birthday too.
Yeah.
Do you know it's 3 years ago that they sort of separated? They divorced the royal family.
Can you imagine? I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the conversations in Buckingham Palace about Meghan Markle.
Very goodness.
Oh, that would be so spicy.
Oh, man. And I just, you sort of feel sorry for any princess ever who comes after Diana because she was so very much loved, wasn't she?
Yeah. What I will say is, Jodes, I still have got no time for Meghan Markle yet.
Yet. My business hasn't gotten traction yet. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes. Who's that girl she does the podcast with?
It's the Jamie Lena podcast or something ridiculous. Have you? If there's a parody, do yourself a favour, jump onto Instagram today and check out the parody of it. It's a guy who plays both Jamie Lena Kerner or something his stupid name is. Anyway, and he plays her and also Meghan Markle at the same time. Have a listen to this.
Megan, you have been working so hard. I don't have to do anything. I just have to be. My team will handle the rest. I was telling H the other day over breakfast in Montecito, Archie was trying to zip up his jacket and he was getting so frustrated. I looked at him and I said, you can't zip it up yet.
And I bet he felt such fulfillment when he finally zipped it up, right?
Well, the zipper actually turned out to be broken, but the lesson was there.
Wow.
I love when she's like, do you think the stars have aligned because we're on the podcast together? Oh, Megan, you're the gift that keeps on giving.
Gen Zers are completely reshaping what it means to go to a rave, Jodes.
What do you mean?
They're going to a thing called a soft rave, which is a very much alternative version to what perhaps previous generations thought was a rave.
Okay.
Remember when you come home from a rave back in the day and you're like, oh, gosh, what day is it? Where's my phone? Where's my wallet? Where's my bloody jaw? Well, no, not that last one. Not that last one. It's completely changed.
Yeah.
Soft raves are a thing. So instead of going to dance clubs, Gen Zers are going to places like bakeries, supermarkets, cafes, listening to music and turning that into a rave.
How?
Instead of consuming alcohol, they consume things like lattes. It's a new generation.
But you if you're going down to the bakery for a Lamington and a latte, you can't call that a rave.
Well,
that's offensive to every generation that's come before them.
What if the DJ spins this absolute bangosaurus?
Turn down for what? Oh my God! Double shot, baby! Turn down for what?
Double espresso. So here's the thing, and this is where you got to go, well, guess what? Maybe it's a smarter generation.
Oh, they are. There's no question. Yeah.
They're consuming about 1/3 less beer and wine than previous generations, and they're also shifting toward alcohol-free beverages at a significantly higher rate.
Yeah.
One Gen Zer has responded to the outcry, the outpouring of like, what the hell, to this particular movement. They've said quiet luxury, matcha rituals and soft raves aren't signs of being boring. They're signs of a generation refusing to burn out for someone else's idea of fun.
Yeah, okay.
It's intelligent.
Yeah. Look, I don't hate. I like that the younger generation are drinking less because let's be honest, alcohol is no one's friend.
Yeah.
But just don't label it a rave.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. But also remember, you ready?
Yeah.
Turn down for what?
Can't get that with a skim cat with one, can you?
This guy doesn't need an introduction, but it does give us an opportunity to play
this absolute tune.
You're beautiful, it's true.
You won't believe it, but that song is 20 years old, and artist James Blunt is coming to Australia to celebrate the milestone. He'll be playing in Adelaide in October. His original hits from the Back to Bedlam album, as well as beloved hits from across his stellar international career. Please make welcome Mr. James Blunt.
James Blunt, thank you so much for joining us. Yes.
Woo! Where are you? What are you doing?
Hayesy, nice to see you, Jodie. Jodie, good to see you too. I'm in Ibiza at the moment. I just finished a tour of North and South America.
Okay, so is that your home base?
That is. I move around a lot, obviously, just with music. So I spend a bit of time in Switzerland in the winter, in the mountains, and out here in the summer, and that'll do.
I mean, it's not the worst lifestyle, is it, James? Let's be honest.
It's a living.
I mean, it is worth saying the rest of the time I'm on a tour bus, sleeping with 16 hairy, very smelly men in kind of coffin-sized bunks. I'm thinking, what on earth am I doing? So you need somewhere to come home to that's worthwhile.
How do you go with touring and time away from your boys and your partner? How many months are you on the road, and how tough is it for the kids, especially when Dad's not home?
I'm on the road as often as I can be, for as long as I can be. I mean, it's harder for the person left behind just to look after the family. Absolutely, my wife is a star for doing so and allowing me to do what I do. I'm very lucky in that way. You know, kids don't miss you. They're just living their lives and having an amazing time. You know, emotionally, I miss them a great deal. I live an amazing way of life. It's a great, fun job. I've been doing it for 20 years and I have an absolute blast.
Well, my good friend Andrew Hayes here attempted to do what you're doing, and that's become a rock star. So he used to do pub gigs on Sunday afternoons at a beautiful pub called The Lion here in Adelaide, which you have to come and visit when you come to see us. But you very, very poorly attempted to cover some James Blunt songs, didn't you? Yes. Tell James all about that,
James,
please.
When you burst onto the scene, it was this different sound. It was so different. Everyone's like, oh, my God, this is unbelievable. And we'd been told as young gentlemen that a good way to meet girls and potentially find a life partner is to sing and play the guitar. And when You're Beautiful came out...
Absolutely, that's why I do it. That's why I learned.
And I'm guessing it's worked very, very well for you. But when other people try and cover You're Beautiful... It's just you realise the difficulty in the vocals and everything else. And for whatever reason...
What got you? Was it the falsetto?
It was the falsetto. It was a consistent falsetto. And for some reason, when you do it, it attracts ladies. But when we were doing it, it acted as a repellent. So I can't explain that. But thank you for giving us the opportunity.
I can explain it to you. There's a fairly obvious reason, which is, Hayesy, my balls still haven't dropped. And so I sing like a strangled rabbit, whereas you are a man, and therefore you're just trying for the impossible at that stage. You need to cover something else.
Can you say that to the girls that were running the other way when I was trying to sing them "You're Beautiful," please, James?
James, you could revert back to your X Factor roots here and make him sing it for you.
No.
Make him attempt it. That would make my life.
No,
if you could do that.
Oh my very goodness. Hey, just on that as well.
You moved on quick there,
I had to move on really, really quick. Just the Back to Bedlam album, it's 20 years old. Oh my very goodness. It doesn't seem that long ago.
Absolutely. I know. And so what I'm doing is, 20 years on, that's the album of mine that really sold especially well. And so what I'm doing now is milking it for all it's worth. 20 years on, I'm still milking that album on the 20th anniversary Back to Bedlam tour, coming down to Adelaide in October.
Mate, another artist who's coming to us, and that's the thing. So sometimes we get skipped when the big artists, they go to Sydney, Melbourne, or maybe Brisbane. That's it. A good friend of yours is coming to see us as well, and that is the beautiful Ed Sheeran. Yeah. So we are in love with you. We're in love with Ed Sheeran. And so we believe you've got a really beautiful relationship with Ed Sheeran.
And can I say he's the godfather of your children? What a flex for your kids. Just to be like, oh, yeah, who's your goddad? Ed Sheeran, sure.
Yeah. That's so true. Well, first of all, let me talk about Adelaide. The reason I come to Adelaide is because not many other people do, and so people at Adelaide's just thrilled to see me, not because of me, but just they're thrilled to see anyone.
It's human interaction.
And I'll take that. Ed, I don't know why. He's just, don't know why he's come down, but he's an amazing guy. He's a fantastic musician. And I was lucky enough to play with him at Ipswich Football Stadium, and he lent me his audience for a moment. He's just a very down-to-earth man with it too. He's a very, very decent human being.
James Blunt, can you stick around? Because when I was preparing for this interview, I realised that I interviewed you in 2015, which is 10 years ago. So it's our anniversary. Happy anniversary, baby. So I thought, what can I ask him now that I didn't ask him then?
Yes, and I thank you so much. And do you have a recording? Do you have a recording of it then?
Oh, my gosh. I'd have to look back into the archives for that one. I do know that Danny Minogue was on a bit of a tear.
I kept the recording. I kept the interview.
Did you?
I listened to it, most nights before I go to bed.
It was a good catch-up.
That's stunning. Can you stick around? Because I've turned to ChatGPT for a couple of questions for you, and they've come up with some doozies.
This guy doesn't need an introduction, but it does give us an opportunity to play this absolute tune.
You're beautiful, it's true.
You won't believe it, but that song is 20 years old, and artist James Blunt is coming to Australia to celebrate the milestone. He'll be playing in Adelaide in October. His original hits from the Back to Bedlam album, as well as beloved hits from across his stellar international career. Please make welcome Mr. James Blunt.
Hayesy, of course, we are joined by the king of the Twitter clapback, actually. James Blunt is joining us on the show. He is coming down to Australia, to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Tuesday, 28th of October. Tickets at Ticketek. And we can't wait to see him again. James, I mentioned that I've interviewed you 10 years ago, and I thought I'd come up with some new material, and time has changed, and ChatGPT is my best friend now. So do you want to know the best that ChatGPT has to offer when you punch in, what do I ask James Blunt? You ready for this?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I have to say, I've used ChatGPT occasionally when I've tried to write new songs, and I would say, write a second verse in the style of James Blunt. And it's always just writing, it just rhymes high with sky and by, and then I'm humiliated that it realises that I'm just really terrible songwriter. But, let's see what ChatGPT comes up with.
ChatGPT wants to ask you, when you released your Beautiful, did you realise you'd just written the world's most sung karaoke song at 2 a.m. in pubs across the globe?
Well, I didn't know that. Even to this day, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew it was a solid song. I never knew it was going to be the mega hit that it was. But as I finished it, the guy who was helping me record it turned around and said, well done. That's a biggie.
That is so very British. Well done.
It's a biggie.
That's a biggie.
It's a bit more than a biggie. I've got one for you, James.
Yep.
So, via ChatGPT, what's the most rock star thing you've ever done that you've never let your kids know about?
Ooh.
I mean, tough. I mean, genuinely a fair few things, but I probably can't say them on a radio show. I live in Ibiza. It's a pretty wild. I mean, I went night clubbing at 8 a.m. just last weekend. What? Because the clubs start at 11 p.m. and they go till midday. So I get up at 8 a.m. and go clubbing then. I own a tuk-tuk from Thailand. As we were in Thailand on tour, I went in a tuk-tuk, stepped off it, took a photo and said to my tour manager, I'll have 2 of these, please. And I did my school run in a Thai tuk-tuk every day. But the other things probably can't really be mentioned.
Another thing I want to ask you about as well, and look, this was so long ago, but you did a cover of Crowded House, Fall at Your Feet.
Yes.
And this was like, geez, did Crowded House thank you? Because I feel like there was a whole new generation of, what's going on here? This is amazing. They made me start listening to Crowded House a little bit more. Mate, this was a song that in my youth I got obsessed with. And to be honest, thinking about it now and looking back, you probably helped me through a few things. It's absolutely beautiful.
And actually, Fall at Your Feet was our song for my first 5 girlfriends. It was... It was. I mean, I love that album, and it's an epic song and an epic band.
Well, it's probably one of the. I think when you think about iconic Australian songs, it's probably up there in the top 10 at least, isn't it? It's just such a beautiful song, and you did a gorgeous version of it. Is there anyone you want to collaborate with? Is there anyone besides Ed Sheeran? Is there anyone on the bucket list that you would love to do a song with?
Taylor Swift, if you're listening, now's your chance. Call me.
She does listen to regularly too, by the way.
She does, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, expect a call.
We have a quiz at 9:15 every morning. Taylor regularly calls in. It's quite astounding, actually. She's a bit of a prize pig, Taylor, isn't she?
She's a prize pig. She's just after the good stuff.
Oh, James Blunt, thank you so much for your time this morning. We cannot wait to see you down under again. You must love it down here. You were here last year.
I love it. I've got so many friends down there from so many previous trips. You live in an amazing, fantastic country, and you're a fun bunch of people. And please invite me down there more often. I love coming and seeing you.
Well, you're welcome anytime. We can't wait to see you. James Blunt, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Take care, guys. See you in October.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jodie and Hayesy.
Yeah, just a bit of breaking news this morning. Personal mobile phone devices, i.e. a childcare worker's personal phone, will be banned in a move the state government says will strengthen safety and better protect young children across the state. So the South Australian and Victorian governments are going to be the first ones to do this, Hayesy. They'll adopt this new national model, and if you don't adhere, if a childcare worker is found with a mobile phone whilst at work, it could be a $50,000 fine.
Look out.
So they're quite serious about
This is
that.
a good thing. This makes a lot of sense.
This is obviously on the back of the heinous situation that has played out in Victoria of late. So anything to protect the kids, great.
Yep, spot on. Let's talk about flying, particularly domestically. There's a new player in town.
Yeah, Koala Airlines are readying for takeoff in a very tough market that is obviously dominated by Qantas and Virgin. So they plan to launch in late 2026, entering a domestic market dominated by those two big players. But they're not going to just compete on price alone. So it's going to be a case where we'll go to the places that other people don't regularly go to. Hopefully they'll fly direct from Adelaide to Hobart. That'd be nice.
Well, is that the plan? I think there is a direct flight to Hobart, isn't there?
No,
Isn't
go
there?
via Melbourne.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm. True story. Yeah.
Good stuff. I thought there was a direct flight.
I've got friends and family down there, man.
Okay. What about some of the other places that we don't get to as much as we'd like to, like, Bendigo, Deniliquin.
Wagga Wagga, your
places
hometown.
like that. There's not a direct flight to Wagga Wagga as well.
No.
Have to go to Sydney, then back to Wagga. It's tough.
Yeah, so hopefully if they do come in, it'll alleviate a situation that we've had in the last week or so where the price gouging has gone on for the AFL Grand Final weekend, where
Just
flights
off
from
its
Adelaide
face.
to Melbourne went to like $1,000 one way.
How can that be legal? Like, it just
It's
doesn't
not.
seem right, does it?
It's not. It just feels like no one's enforcing the law when it comes to airlines. So anyway,
All right. I wonder when Koala turns up if he gets bullied by the other planes at the airport.
hope not.
Qantas and Virgin just tear me up and like, oh, look at this absolute clown.
I'm just looking at the logo. It's just a couple of koalas
It's not tough, is it?
hanging out on the tail. It's not, they're not coming in hot and really aggressively, are they?
In
Those
saying
koalas.
that, no, that's true. In saying that, no one ever called themselves tough, calling themselves a virgin as well. So that's probably something to think about.
Well, Hayesy, a big day yesterday when James Vlasakis was granted parole after serving 26 years behind bars for his role in the bodies in the barrel case. Chief court reporter from The Advertiser, Sean Fuster, joins us now just to drill down on this because he will become now the only known paroled serial killer in the world. Just extraordinary precedent set right here in South Australia, isn't it?
It is, Jodie. And look, I wrote a book many years ago called City of Evil, which was about dispelling the myth that the bodies in the barrels case had created, which was that South Australia was the murder capital of the country. I spent years fighting against that. It was so prevalent that it even turned up on the Dexter TV show. They referenced it. But we can't walk away from this one because as far as the research shows, we are the only city, the only state in the world that is prepared to parole a serial killer.
Oh, my gosh. We're not claiming it in terms of something that we're going to brag about. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, Sean, can you just define what a serial killer actually is?
Sure. So the definition varies slightly from jurisdiction to jurisdiction around the world, but what most forensic experts and law enforcement agencies agree on is that it's a person who commits at least 2, if not 3 or more murders over a period of at least a month, if not longer, with cool down periods in between. So it's not someone that commits a crime of passion and kills 3 people in one hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mass killer. It's someone who kills, pauses, kills again, pauses, and continues in that pattern.
So then straight away, by the definition, you sit there and be like, how can someone like that get parole? Do you know what I mean? Like when it's so calculated, when they've had time to think about what they've done it again. Anyway.
And I think part of the reason for it is our parole system and the KPIs, if you will, for how we determine someone is remorseful and contrite for their actions and has insight into their actions has never been tested against a serial killer. I mean, it's never happened anywhere in the world. Nobody's had to sit down and think, well, if you've committed a crime like this, what's the level of penitence you have to show to qualify as being rehabilitated? What's the level of remorse you have to show to truly convince us that you're ready to go back into society?
What was his role in these murders? He was groomed, was he not?
He was groomed on his account of things. What we've always got to remember when it comes to Vlasakis is that by pleading guilty and turning state's evidence, he made sure that Bunting and Wagner got convicted. That's John Justin Bunting and Robert Joe Wagner. But we only ever heard his version of events,
Right.
a version of events that is favourable to him. And in the version that we heard, he was groomed, he was manipulated, he was afraid for his own life, he feared that he would be the next victim if he didn't participate. But then you've got to weigh that up against the fact that the only victim who was killed at Snowtown, which is why some people erroneously call it the Snowtown killings, was lured there by Vlasakis. He drove him from Adelaide to Snowtown with the promise of a new computer.
Unbelievable.
It's fascinating.
Obviously, he will be released, but with some fairly strict parole conditions. What will they be?
So the sorts of conditions that you see in these sort of matters are things like a total ban on approaching the victims and their families, total ban on speaking with the media, exclusion zones where they can and cannot go so that the victims aren't going to run into him by accident, a total ban on alcohol, total ban on taking any non-prescription drugs. Sometimes there's things like curfews, sometimes there's things like work restrictions. But all of this has to be considered under the fact that we don't know and will never know what James Vlasakis looks like. The suppression order that was put down on his identity all the way back when the trial started is still in force to this day. So nobody can see his face and see what he looks like. Any photos that exist out there on the internet may or may not be correct. So you have this person who will probably spend about 12 months in the pre-release centre before they start coming into the community, absolutely having anonymity within that community.
He wants to work. Who's employing him?
Well, Francis Nelson, the head of the parole board, said that he's aware, Vlasakis that is, he's aware of the fact that that's going to be a massive challenge. I wonder whether he will be operating under his real name or whether he'll be operating under some kind of assumed name. Because you've got to think the moment that somebody says, my name is James Vlasakis, technically that's a breach of the suppression order. I mean, can he be done for breaching his own suppression order? For the rest of us, it's a $200,000 fine. Are they going to fine James Vlasakis for using his own name?
Well, if anyone can find that out, I'm sure it's you, Sean Fuster. I would back you in any day of the week. One more quick question before we go. The Police Commissioner, Grant Stevens, can appeal within 60 days.
That's right. So can the Attorney General,
Yes.
so can the Commissioner for Victims' Rights. But in another interesting quirk of South Australian law, they're not allowed to say if they are doing it. They're prohibited by law from announcing publicly whether they're going to do this. So if it does happen, if this secret serial killer who we're not allowed to see has his parole challenged, it's going to be done in secret.
Behind closed doors. Well, we do things just a little bit differently here in South Australia, don't we?
Oh, my gosh. Sean, before we let you go, can you please tell us about your podcast? Because
Yes.
this stuff is so fascinating.
So every week on the Nova app, you can download Just Lawful. We're in our 5th season. We've won a bunch of journalism awards for it. Myself and my co-host Daniel Panozzo take cases that I've covered over my 25 years as a court reporter, and we break them down. We talk to the survivors and the victims especially, and talk about what their experiences are as they get involved with the criminal justice system that they never asked to be involved with in the first place.
Yeah, you are an extraordinary journalist. There's no question about that. And the sheer volume of times I've walked out of court and gone, Sean, what just happened there? It's extraordinary. And he explains it very kindly to me every single time. Sean, thank you so much for coming and breaking that down for us.
Always
this
a
morning.
pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.